Welcome to another episode of GeekOutdoors.com. So Vincenzo is a South Korean dark comedy that stars a Korean Italian Mafia Lawyer. Now that's a combination I don't think I've ever seen in any other Korean series or movie, but it really makes it a series that's really surprising. And so in this particular video, I'm going to be talking about the very first 2 episodes because this is a weekly series. There's 20 episodes total and just kind of give you some of my thoughts on it. And so the general story is we have our main character. His name is Vincenzo Casano. So he is a Korean Italian. He was adopted into an Italian family whenever he was young, and it just happened to be a very powerful mafia family. And so the very first episode, we see that Vincenzo is meeting another mafia lord, and in this case, his quote-unquote father, adopted father, has just passed away, and now there is a power struggle along with the true son of the past mafia lord. And in this case, you kind of know what Vincenzo's world is like. It's very dangerous. And from this opening scene, we actually end up in South Korea due to situations that happen in Italy. And then Vincenzo ends up in this building, and we now have our entire series with a lot of different funny characters in this series. Now, getting to the things that I've really enjoyed about the series so far is the fact that this is such a surprisingly different type of series and is unlike anything that I've ever seen. As I stated a little bit earlier, there's Korean Italian Mafia Lawyer. That is such a crazy combination, and the writers definitely don't waste that opportunity because in the very first episode, you learn a lot about Vincenzo's world, the fact that he has an adopted mafia father who just passed away, and now there's this mafia power struggle, including the real son of the passed away mafia lord, and how all of these events forces him to go back to South Korea. And whenever he goes back there, it's a part of his past. He ends up in this building with a lot of zany characters and an entirely different battle that he has to wage here. And so I find this perspective very unique and is handled so well in the very first 2 episodes. And then the second thing that I really enjoyed about the series is just the characters. Everybody from Vincenzo, and once he goes back to South Korea, he meets Woo Yu-chan, and then Jeon Yeo, who is Woo Yu-chan's daughter. So they're both lawyers. And then you meet a lot of other crazy characters in this building. You meet a Korean Italian chef. You meet some monks, some laundromat people, just a lot of crazy characters. And from the very beginning, you grow attached to these characters. And that's a very good thing because as we are going throughout this series, I'm pretty sure they're going to change throughout the series and you're going to learn to care about them. And so that's really a good thing because if you have characters that are interesting, that you care a lot about, then obviously you're going to enjoy and watch every single episode. For serious YouTubers, check out TubeBuddy, the premier tool news at GeekOutdoors.com. Get more done today by checking out the affiliate link in the description area below. And then the other thing that I really enjoyed about the series so far is the high production quality. As far as I know, this cost around $18 million to make this series, and you could see all of that, especially in the opening episode where you could tell there's a lot of money there. It looks more like a movie than an actual TV or show series, and so hopefully that high production quality is kept throughout, and it kind of goes in with everything else in this dark comedy. You know, there's a lot of high quality overall. And then the final thing that I enjoyed is, of course, the dark comedy aspect. This is something that I really didn't expect because it takes a really serious tone at the beginning. But as you're watching it, there's so many comedic moments. And Vincenzo being somebody who's very serious, it's just funny how the flip side of the contrast is so comedic. And he ends up in comedic situations as well, maybe unwittingly. So overall, those are my thoughts on Vincenzo. I don't really have anything negative to say about the series because it's really only 2 episodes. But that's a good thing because there's some series that just don't start off really well, but this isn't the case. This is one of those series that I'm pretty sure is going to be one of my favorites, and thankfully there's 20 episodes total, so 18 more episodes to watch. And so if you're looking for a really good Korean series, specifically something in a dark comedy area, then Vincenzo is one that you should definitely check out, and I'll probably do more reviews as we get more episodes. So if you actually had any thoughts on this, be sure to leave that in the comments area below. And if you want to see more of my Korean series review, I do have an entire playlist. I'll leave that in the description area as well. So as always, if you did get value out of these videos, be sure to share, like, and subscribe. And if you're a creative geek like me, and you want to get exclusive access to more content that I don't put out here publicly on my YouTube channel, then join my Gold Content Creators group, where you're going to get content like this and more for all the creative geeks out there And the best part is, all of this is free. Simply head over to the link below, check out my page, and sign up for my Go Content Creators group.